Have you ever felt trapped inside your own mind? One moment, you're calm, and the next, doubt, fear, or anger rises like a storm, pulling you under. It's as if you're holding fire. You want warmth, but it scorches you instead. Most of us wander through life as prisoners of our thoughts, chained to emotions that surge and crash without warning. And I've seen how this restless mind can steal sleep, poison relationships, and rob even the strongest of peace. But here's the paradox. A man who masters his mind can lose wealth, friends, even health, yet he never loses himself. That is the true power the Stoics spoke of. Not dominion over the world, but sovereignty over the storm within. So let me ask you, are you the master of your mind or its captive? Every habit, every reaction, every choice you make is proof. Today, we will explore 15 timeless ways to reclaim control so your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy. Imagine standing at crossroads. One path is smooth, paved with comfort and temporary relief. The other is jagged, steep, demanding, yet promising growth, resilience, and true strength. Choosing comfort feels easy now, but strength is forged in patience and discipline. We live in a world of shortcuts, endless scrolling, fleeting indulgences, hollow distractions. For a moment, they numb pain. But when a screen dims or the snack is gone, what remains? Guilt, emptiness, exhaustion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Yet how often do we surrender it for a moment of pleasure? Temporary indulgence is not joy, it is a chain. One surrender feels harmless, but repeated, it becomes a prison. The Stoics understood the mind is both fortress and battlefield. Let every craving pass through its gates, and soon you serve the fortress instead of ruling it. Picture midnight. Work waits at dawn. Your body begs for rest, yet a screen calls. Just one more scroll. That single yes steals tomorrow's strength. Epictetus urged, "What is within my control?" The answer is simple, your choice. Not the craving itself, but whether it directs you. Real freedom begins when you stop letting desire steer your ship. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Every craving unfulfilled drains the soul. Every refusal, however small, builds it. Think of a warrior sharpening his blade in silence while others feast. Discipline is not cruelty, it is preparation. Comfort passes, but strength endures. The quiet, stubborn act of refusal becomes your fortress. Each choice lays a brick. Each brick forms walls of resilience that protect rather than cage. Now, imagine your mind like a flame whipped by wind, uncontrolled, flaring, destroying more than it illuminates. This is the cost of impulsive living. Someone provokes you, and you respond with rage. Boredom strikes, and you chase noise. Jealousy whispers, and you measure yourself against strangers. True intelligence is the pause, the breath between stimulus and response. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." In that space lies your power. Picture being insulted publicly. Your first surge is anger. But pause. Ask, will this help me or destroy me? Your reason whispers, why give away my calm for their poison? Each time you react without thought, you let someone else drive your mind. But when you pause, reflect, and act with wisdom, chaos transforms into clarity. Real strength is mastery over the self. Next, imagine your mind as a walled garden at dawn. Your five senses are gates. What you allow through determines whether the garden blooms or withers. Most people leave their gates open. Violence, gossip, junk food, shallow conversation, endless noise. And then they wonder why their minds feel overrun with weeds. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Guard your gates. Feed the soil with what uplifts and nourishes, not poisons it. Consider your mind as a library filled with countless books. Some volumes contain sorrow, others courage. Many repeatedly pull the painful ones, the heartbreak, betrayal, failure. But why dwell there? Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than reality. Memory can be a prison or wings. Each time you linger on resilience instead of regret, you train your mind toward freedom. Hold the images of triumph, endurance, small victories. They become more real than your fears. Now, picture your mind as a room that never sleeps. Words echo there until they carve themselves into stone. Many live by scripts written by others, parents, society, peers. Every careless comment, every judgment absorbed silently becomes the architecture of your self-perception. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought." Choose what you repeat. Speak, "I am calm. I govern my mind. I grow stronger each day." Repetition transforms thought into reality. Emotions are letters slipped under the door of your soul. Some arrive urgent, others subtle. Most people ignore them, but suppression is not mastery. It's slow erosion. Anger is a teacher of boundaries. Fear is a whisper of preparation. Sadness waters the soil of healing. Guilt reminds you of values. Confront your emotions, name them, understand them, and suddenly, they are guides, not enemies. Reflection turns pain into wisdom. Reaction turns it into chaos. Surround yourself with the right soil. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, often influenced by the people closest to you." Choose companions who elevate, not corrode. If you cannot find them, seek their voices in books, in timeless wisdom. Even a single page can be more powerful than a room of cynics. Imagine your mind as a river. Fragmented attention is a shallow, scattered stream. Divided focus dissipates energy. Depth is power. Focus on one task fully, fiercely. Be like a blacksmith hammering one piece of iron until it becomes strong and true. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily to return to the present task. When you give your mind a single purpose and guard it, clarity emerges, strength rises, and mastery grows. Consider your inner battlefield, where the enemy is invisible. The whispers of fear, self-doubt, and limitation. Most believe every thought as truth. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that the soul is colored by its thoughts. Challenge those thoughts. Test them. Replace them with truth. I am prepared. I am strong. I am capable. Speak it daily. Confront fear. Watch it shrink. Visualize the life you long for, not vaguely, but in vivid detail. Each morning, step into the vision. See yourself speaking with clarity, acting with confidence, embodying strength. Epictetus taught that impressions shape reality. If you envision mastery, your actions follow. If you imagine weakness, life bends to that. The mind cannot distinguish vivid imagination from reality. Let your mind rehearse the version of you want to become, and your life will follow. Discipline is the vessel that carries intention into action. A warrior rising at dawn is not chained but empowered. Each small victory, rising on time, completing a page, choosing purpose over comfort, builds an unbreakable foundation. Epictetus wrote, "Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power." True freedom is governance of the self. One choice at a time, one act of discipline after another builds mastery. Presence is the anchor of peace. Mindfulness is not a trick, it is a return to now. Feel your breath, your step, the texture of your world. Marcus Aurelius urged to confine attention to the present, for peace is never found elsewhere. Simple acts, a quiet meal, a slow walk, a conscious breath, restore clarity and calm. Meditation is setting the jar of muddy water aside, letting the sediment settle, and seeing clearly. Even 5 minutes can shift perspective, cool anger, ease anxiety, and restore control. Writing is the sky for the storm inside. Journaling releases pain, names it, and allows you to chart the path forward. The Stoics wrote to confront, understand, and strengthen themselves, and you can too. Finally, remember, life weighs heavily, but you are not broken, not finished, not alone. You are human, carrying both pain and power. Every step, every breath, every small act of self-discipline, reflection, and presence is proof that you are rising. Strength is not the absence of struggle, but the courage to endure. Keep walking in darkness, and the sunrise will meet you. Your mind is a garden, a library, a fortress, a river. Guard it, feed it, train it, speak to it with strength. Choose your companions, your thoughts, your actions, and your focus wisely. Discipline, presence, reflection, and vision are the tools to reclaim mastery. And mastery begins with the decision to stop being a prisoner and become the commander of your own soul.